A series of disputes with the Lincoln County Humane Society has led to the formation of St. Catharines Pets Alive. The source was invited to a recent public meeting to find out more on the group's objectives. How would you describe the current status of your organization and where you see it going?
Well, we're obviously a fledgling organization right now, but I think any sort of grassroots organization has to start that way right now. We are going to base ourselves on the no-kill model, which is the progressive animal control services model in practice in more than 90 communities throughout North America.
From your perspective, what were the stumbling blocks in terms of getting some of the change that you're looking for from within the confines of the Lincoln County Humane Society?
It was just a complete resistance to change, not really wanting to take a risk and try something new. And something that really isn't all that risky in the first place because it's a proven business model. But I think the preference simply was to rely on the tried and true method of not having a model at all and just euthanizing when the shelter got filled up.
Becoming a no-kill city can't happen overnight. However, Pets Alive insists that the number of pets being euthanized can be dramatically reduced.
I think the premise is simply to say it's unacceptable to be euthanizing 3/4 of the animals that come into your facility. And you start with the premise that we're going to save at least 90% of them. 10 are probably not savable just because of illness or behavioral issues. So it's more conceptual or philosophical than anything else. But so I'm a management professor. So I'm less about the ideology and more about the management expertise. So whether it's no-kill or whatever you call it, it has to be implemented effectively.
Davis says the group needs to turn their focus towards creating and implementing a successful business plan.
You have to think about the realities of running a sustainable operation, and that's the point where I think the enthusiasm and the ideology has to be put aside a little bit, and you have to make some very basic business decisions and handle it professionally. So I think that's the key. You just at a certain point have to realize you've got to make this work as well. You've got to make decisions that are sustainable, and maybe part of it is what I would advise: don't jump in all at once. Don't think you're going to convert everybody, change a very old attitude towards animal control overnight.
Do you believe that this will eventually come to the point where St. Catharines City Council has to make a decision in terms of who to support moving forward in terms of an animal contract?
Absolutely. I think they have changed their mind a lot. They've learned a great deal about some of the policies and some of the things that have gone on in the Humane Society. They cannot avoid but notice that the town of Lincoln has switched service providers. Niagara-on-the-Lake has switched service providers. We're not sure what Grimsby is doing yet. When other municipalities are canceling their contracts and going elsewhere, that's an indication that this is not just a small group of ideologues in St. Catharines who are trying to change an ideological perspective.
With St. Catharines Pets Alive interested in being involved in the city's animal control services, you can bet this is a story that will continue to unfold in the months ahead. In Niagara, you're watching The Source.